It's a season of mergers, as I said, and another one in the insurance space which is set to create the largest private sector life insurance company in the country would be the merger of HDFC Life with Maxis life insurance business. That marriage got solemnized some time back. Of course, that particular process is going on. It will pave the way for a large transaction, but remember, there again, the majority of the minority shareholders will have to really approve of the non-compete fee to the tune of about 850 crore rupees over 4 years to be paid to the promoters of Max Group, Analjit Singh. Now, so that is going to be an important one. First, let's hear out snippets of the conversation with the two architects of that mega merger, Deepak Parekh as well as Analjit Singh.
Ever dream that this new entity called HDFC Life, which is a product of a merged entity, could ever be more than LIC? I think the answer is yes. Now, you will say when, I don't know, it's very difficult to say. But I think it's possible. So I don't think just once a behemoth, not always a behemoth.
Insurance sector in a country like India has to grow, as it has in other countries. The penetration level, even Thailand, is twice of India. And so insurance is totally under-penetrated here. And India needs insurance companies because insurance companies have long-term money.
All right, so it's a mega merger of HDFC Life and Maxis life insurance business. In fact, it's going to change the dynamics of this industry as well. Exactly how, we will find out from an expert joining us right here in the studio. Mr. Ashwin Parekh is right here with us. Somebody who has stitched most of the deals in the insurance space, in fact, majority of them. Mr. Parekh, good to have you on the show. Now, first tell me the kind of valuations that have been put in place for this merger. Will it change and re-rate the entire industry now?
Here what's happening is two large organizations have decided to come together. So I suppose the valuation numbers that we've now seen in whatever is reported in the press, do indicate that there is a strong and there is a large amount of strategic value which is being placed to the portfolio. So that is one. Quite clearly, you know that this pricing is for the market share, very clearly. So the point I'm trying to make is that if, let's say, 2 or 3 more things were to happen, then some benchmarking around the valuation of life companies may become a little more clearer.
ICICI Pru Life as well as SBI Life, they would be coming up next. ICICI Pru would be more closer. Now, do you think that this particular deal in which HDFC Life as well as Max Life together would be a combined entity worth a market cap of over 65,000 crore rupees? So, will this mean that ICICI Pru can also re-rate itself in terms of IPO much above 50,000 crore rupees?
Well, I wouldn't know, how much would it be? They'll have to certainly look at the appetite of the market, quite clearly. But at the same time, let's not forget that this particular deal has changed, the entire valuation kind of dynamics. So I suppose in their own rights, with the kind of performance they have and with the size of the book they have, they've created over the years, they can also expect, a better valuation.
This particular deal has re-rated HDFC Life than anything else that it has done, and has also given it a platform to list at a much higher valuation than what it was getting in the IPO market also. So that is my prognosis of the whole thing. But that aside, you did mention that there is a scope of consolidation in the sector. Now, I wanted to understand, a lot of experts in the industry say that beyond 8th or 9th number insurance company, especially in life insurance, there is no room for others. So the smaller players may just die their own death, and therefore the consolidation may happen. How are you seeing this situation?
No, absolutely. See, I'll tell you, there are 2 or 3 things which have changed in the recent past. If you look at both life and general insurance companies, and particularly life, the regulator is pushing the sector into a low-cost kind of an environment, which means the acquisition cost and the administration cost will have to really come down from whatever. The regulator, and rightly so, doesn't like that cost being passed on to the policyholders. In such a scenario, people who are in the mid-segment, that is from the 8th, if I take 24 as the number of people in the segment, in the sector, from 8th till about 16th, they can really aspire to acquire smaller guys, change the cost dynamics, in the process, make the portfolio a little more bigger and healthier, in the process. So therefore, I'm certainly seeing a good scope for.
Yes.
The foreign partners are also suffering in their home markets, so they are also pressurizing their Indian partners to act on, some form or the other. So I do see that some bit of consolidation between two mid-sized or one mid-sized and one small-size, company merging. I would say in the span of next 3 to 4 years, if, let's say, the industry reduces the number of entities, to about, say, 16, 17, it would be a meaningful number. So we can really see some meaningful transactions, M&A happening in the space, particularly in life.
Yes.
I thought general insurance companies, the potential for a delta increase, is much more in case of general than in case of life.
Many big houses like Bharti, like Future Group, they would like to exit, and could they get an option of at least a stake sale through AIF mode as well?
True. I mean, that route is available to so many. I mean, I do agree. Where, let's say, if people have now realized that they want to use, they want to encash and use the funds for perhaps their own sector from where they came, because there's a tremendous amount of capital requirement either in telecom or in retail or in other areas. So I suppose it does come as a very good option to them.
Sometime from now, we will have at least 2 or 3 listed entities in about a year from now in this particular space, and that will really give us a sense of where valuations are headed as well. So thanks so much, Mr. Parekh, for coming and sharing with us all the insights on the insurance sector. Thanks so much for joining us. And with that, it's going to be a break on Big Deal, but come back for more action on the Deal Street right here on Big Deal.